Spotte lautervella Aisahamaa Vil dreven dräcka varter New-Irlandum Att väga grioda och att lacka och sunger Väl hölver Framsveipum med vitterjura Västerstrande i Sokjum.
Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Land of Ice and Snow, a 3B Radio D&D 5th edition podcast, live stream, set in an alternate history 11th century Europe where our heroes are wandering the Nordic lands attempting to find fame, glory, and exactly who is causing the goblins to get all up and about and attacking people for no reason. The theme song that you guys just heard was by the Miracle Aligner, who you can find on YouTube and Instagram. And let's go around the table and start introducing people. Today in the top left, we have Colin.
Hi everybody, I'm Colin, and I am playing Og Magni Krakenbreaker, the Jotun paladin devoted to Thor and all things glorious. He is from the north, so he does look like one of the typical barbarians that you might find, but he is actually possessing of a warm heart, and he's actually kind of accepting of other races and cultures. He doesn't push his beliefs onto people like some other paladins and or clerics you might find. He can be a bit brash and boisterous and a bit sullen when he feels like he's not attaining the glory that he was promised, as we've seen. And it's his ultimate goal during this campaign to achieve demigodhood. He wants to ascend and fight alongside Thor and all the other Azir.
Well, we're going to do our best to help you out with that. Next, up in the top right, we got Stewie. Stewie, what are you doing over there? Why are you dying?
Joking. He's dying.
Okay.
You
okay? You need the Heimlich?
I think the censored
Someone
version is
there.
my favorite.
Oh.
I'm gonna be honest.
I censored myself?
So I will be playing Neferetset, the most blurry of Israel's. No, I'll be playing Neferetset, the most beautiful of Set, here to bring forth his chaos onto the rest of the world. I have been allowed through his grace to be able to travel once more out into this wonderful new land that we have found. Even though some may consider it a horrid, disgusting hellscape, I for one have named it that. So we shall go forward in learning the truth about what beauty this land does hold.
It's pretty awesome.
Next we have Skull over in the middle left. Apparently I'm pretending to be Reverse Flash tonight.
That's not what I was going for whenever I saw what's going on with you. But I am playing Aelius Gnaeus Hadrianus, who is a tall man from the Iberian Peninsula of the Roman Empire. He is of bald pate and prematurely graying black beard. Aelius used to be a Roman centurion in the Legion, and then one night, all men in his centurion died. A horrible death, killed by terrible, terrible creatures, which Aelius still does not know the nature of. As such, after resigning from the Legion in disgrace, he threw himself like a man possessed at the research of creatures of the night, and now he roams the land as a blood hunter, which is a similar but legally distinct witcher. And he's here in the frozen wastelands of the north with his merry band of misfits, hoping to find more things to kill.
All right. Next we have Julio in the center.
Hey everybody, I'm Julio and I'll be playing Kasim. Kasim is a businessman. He is very focused on accomplishing his contracts and on fulfilling his obligations. But many times the business that he chooses to engage in is rather frowned upon by society at large. Kasim is a man of average height, average build, average looks, which used to be very useful for his endeavors back in his native Babylonia, but not so much over here, where literally nobody looks like he does. Kasim has one goal in mind right now, and that is to create a society of criminals that is able to bend entire nations to its will.
Kasim actually got started with some of his steps towards that direction last 2 sessions ago. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that continues to grow. Next, in the bottom left, we've got Davius.
Hi, Davius. I'll be playing Delvin Ironslade, a furbog. I mean, rogue is such a harsh word. He's you seem to remember him being about 6 foot tall with brown hair. He's actually 7 foot tall with green skin, and when you notice that, you're like, "What was wrong with me?" He should be a lot easier to keep track of as well, but people seem to keep losing him in the shuffle. A young furbog. He's a very curious sort, and was always kind of wandering around trying to figure out what was going on in places where he probably shouldn't have been to start with. And with furball politics being what they are, it was eventually decided that it would be best if he indulged his curiosity elsewhere. And by decided it was best, he was dumped outside the forest on a boat and sent on his way. So now he is out in the wide, wide world, fascinated by everything, and wandering around trying to learn new things. And if some small pocket-sized things may end up somewhere else than where they started when he was around, it's not his fault. He had nothing to do with it.
It ain't him.
It wasn't him. Hey, wasn't me.
All right, and last but not least, we have our happy druid, our happy little druid, in the bottom right.
Bonfire's over here. And a little happy little bonfire over there.
It is a happy little bonfire. Just happy little bonfires.
And a happy little
Ashlyn.
bush in front of them.
Ashlyn creates happy little bonfires. She is a half-she druid from the Celtic lands, and she is a willowy 6-foot woman with silvery hair, and she wears a little flower and twig crown. And she was raised by her father's human druid family, who told her that elves are evil and they eat babies, because what better way to keep your child in the forest than by frightening them from leaving? And that worked pretty well until Ashlyn's grandfather, on her mother's side, tracked them down, and they sent her away. And she's, very far from home and safe from him for now. And now she's going to go fight a dragon with her new criminal friends.
Whoa.
Friends, right?
There's only some of us that are criminals.
Yeah, there are. Yeah. that's-
You're right.
There's literally only one person here who's been convicted.
Well, I mean, Delvin's questionable.
And
But he doesn't know
it's
better.
actually
He's,
Neferetset, which is
He's
the funny part.
adorably criminal.
All right, so a couple of announcements before we get into this. Before I get into what happened last week, remember
Is the
for
GM
all of our
blurry?
watchers. What'd you say?
Nothing. Keep going, dear.
Remember for all of our watchers that you guys can in fact spend channel points to go ahead and buy inspiration for any of the players or the monsters, really, if you
Don't do
really
that.
dislike people. You can also purchase
I
it
choose
by-
you on that.
You can also purchase inspiration for people by cheering using bits. 100 bits will let you get inspiration for one person. I'll tell you what, I'll even make it better. For 300 bits, you can give inspiration to the whole party. The other thing that we've got going on for channel points is there is a community challenge. If we get a certain amount of points, which is 18k, we're halfway there, we will do another video game stream night with the cast and crew of 3BR. Arguably Valheim, because everyone had a lot of fun with that, but it might be something else. We'll see how that goes.
By the way, the lemon Kit Kats.
It's sponsored.
Sponsored. Not sponsored. Don't say that.
They
It's
good?
the
They
boy.
good?
If you're out there,
Oh my god.
Right, but we're sponsored by the right one, not the left one.
Right.
Ah.
All
I
right.
love lemon flavored things.
Because
So
we
All right.
no. Okay.
All right, so
Twix.
last week we had the conclusion of a 2-episode arc, which was the Siege of Ardnar, in which our heroes, after picking a fight with an entire hornet's nest of goblins, brought them crashing down upon the walls of their small town.
Jackie Daytona, it's really rude to point fingers.
They had it coming.
Regular human bartender.
After they after defeating a squadron of ogres that was trying to dismantle the northern wall, they found out that someone, we're not pointing fingers yet as the evidence is not all in, had created a secret tunnel. Okay. All
I
right.
know, we're pointing fingers at that guy.
We're about to be pointing swords.
Had created a secret tunnel and allowed the goblins to infiltrate. After a quick thinking use of the thorn spell, or spike growth, and a ton of goblin beatings, the heroes were able to stop the infiltration, and the rest of the town was able to be cleared up by the town guard that they had gotten around. Especially since the goblin leader's pet winterwolf murdered her.
It's because they were so properly trained by Alias in the 24 hours they had.
You absolutely had a make a man out of you montage moment, without question.
Army training, sir.
And so now, what is it? So this is we're immediately after you have heard that the goblins have been pressed back, and people are in the process of essentially clearing out the rest of the goblins because the gates have been rebarred.
Should seek out the...
That means there are roving bands of people murdering goblins in the streets. Delvin wants in.
Okay, so that's where Delvin's at.
He's a hunter. That's what he does.
I want to seek out the Jarl.
So this town does not have a Jarl. It has a town elder.
Okay. Well, then I shall seek out the town elder to have a little discussion with him.
Challenge him to honorable combat.
No, that's not
Now
him.
I am the Jarl. I mean elder.
So you go
I'm
to
gonna
the council chambers. Is anybody else going with him?
I will go with him because I think the council chambers is also where we hid all the kids and shit.
Yeah.
Ashlyn wants to go because she's nosy.
What are you gonna do to the kids?
Why does everyone get upset when I talk about the kids?
Because you
Ashlyn?
eat people.
I don't eat people.
What's Ashlyn
What
doing?
about the other elves?
Ashlyn's
I
going with
saw
Magni and
something on
Nefertset
your
because she's nosy.
Okay. Alias, what are you doing with
She's
your time?
nosy.
Well, Alias is also a hunter. It's in his class title,
Right.
and he wants to, for the remainder of the week, help train the townsfolk in more military tactics and reinforce the fucking village because for some people that apparently get invaded on a regular basis by goblins, none of this shit is up to code. Like,
Alias is writing some laws.
He's just sitting there with his quill furiously
Yeah, like
scribbling.
Inspecting some buildings.
Starting of
medieval
OSHA.
OSHA. Yeah.
Yeah, he's starting an OSHA.
No
You just
OSHA
feel this.
here.
Okay, so
It's a
Alias
Gosha,
and
though.
Delvin are hunting Kasim. Nobody knows it, but you were actually a huge part of why this fight went that way.
Oh right, none of us are privy to his poisoning.
Some people know.
Some people know.
There may be a weasel involved in all of this.
The weasel that's always been here.
The weasel has always been here. So, Kasim, are you going with the council members, the hunters, or are you going your own way?
I'm checking on that other business that I had going regarding the domicile of a certain person.
Oh yeah, the brothel hasn't been built yet.
So
Otherwise, Alias would be busy in other ways.
No.
Cardin goes and finds you, and he says, "So officially, the building's not on the market yet, but nobody knows that you weren't always living there."
That's absolutely true. Nobody can prove it.
I
Rights.
What?
I always
It's a
lived
small
there. What are you
town.
talking about?
Haven't you ever noticed that guy living in that one building? Yeah, he's always
What
been
happened
there.
to old Joe? Oh, he died in the Goblin Raid. Well, why does he say he's lived there this entire time? He doesn't.
That's
He's
old
never
Joe's
lived in the
nephew.
country.
Don't you remember him?
He's-
Foreigner.
That's old Joe.
Yeah.
You just
That's
says-
old Joe.
Joe.
He says, "As your legal advisor."
I'd get a second opinion.
I have some contractual suggestions that we may be able to make it so that you and your group of heroes could use this as a base of operations for a small notary fee.
Oh, absolutely. I would not expect it any other way.
So he says, I'll go start writing that up. In the meantime, he hands you the keys and the deed.
Fantastic.
I would like to clarify that Ashlyn's not just hanging out with Ogmagny. She's definitely reading her little elf book and talking to Mr. Elfman.
I mean, that's not
And
what
often-
Magni is, and you can't read and walk. But that is the first
She does
time.
read and walk.
That is the first time.
And she
in
holds
the
Ogmagny's coattails so she doesn't trip over things.
4 sessions ago, I gave you that book.
I haven't had any
In
time to
her
read it.
defense, we've been busy.
Literally fighting things every session. I will come over there and hurt you.
Promise.
Go all the way back to
I
Florida.
like that.
All right.
IRL.
Hey, come on down.
Don't hurt him with a good time.
So,
Yeah, go on down. They'll put on armor. We'll see how this works out.
Oh no, not the briar patch.
So you guys go to the council chambers. You walk in. Logger is there, the elf, and so is Fragne, which you guys remember as the town scout. Hari is actually not in the building. What are you guys? What is your guys' current plan?
Well, I'm gonna burst in through the doors like any good son of Thor would do, and bellow out, "We are victorious!" and see how they react.
The crowd goes wild. They're all thrilled. You notice that.
Wow.
So and this is typical for you as a Northman, but if a town in Rome had gotten invaded, this building would be full of women and children and the elderly. In a northern town, it's really just children and a handful of people who drew the short straw to have to protect them.
Sucks to be them.
Down.
That sounds about right.
Everyone else is like, let's go.
Everyone else has like sharpened stakes. The old women have cast iron that they're ready to beat with.
Yeah. So
With that being said, can I see if the elder is there?
Hari is not there, but Frogna does walk up to you. Thank you for your heroics during the siege. If it wasn't for you guys, things could have gone very differently.
Well, we can't take all the credit, my friend. I did slay a few of the ogres by myself, obviously. No one else
He
was
says
there.
as he flexes.
Ashlyn smacks him with the flat of her sword.
You helped. We're seeking the town elder, though. Where has he gone?
Well, ever since it was discovered that one of his secondary properties was the tunnel that the goblins came in through, we have been looking for him, but have been thus far unable to track him down.
I might be able to help with that.
That's terrible.
Yeah, Jesus. Oh, I thought you were there.
You know what? I am 100% okay with Delvin being like he pops up, he's like, I might be able to help with that. And like he's like cleaning blood off of his spear. His magical +1 spear, which by the way, actually I will update that on your character sheet for you.
Look at you. Have you been there the whole time?
What? Of course.
With the weasel.
You did my weasel. Been here the whole time.
Weasel's on the other shoulder. Jesus. Just-
I'm like staring at him, the
Okay.
weasel, the spear.
Could you track him down potentially?
I definitely could. That is a thing that I am good at.
All right. So,
I will
Fragny,
head over to. If we've done the sweeps, I will gladly head over to his place and start investigating
Okay.
about what if I can find any incriminating or non-incriminating evidence.
All right, so you're gonna go ahead and try and get anybody to help you out with that, or are you?
can I address Fragnir to see if she'll accompany him, since being one of the premier hunters, I'd suspect be a little more.
So you say hunter, and she's like, "Oh no, I'm not that kind of scout. I am an information master.
That
no."
might actually be more helpful.
She's like, no, not wilderness. But I will come along.
Yeah, that actually might be more helpful in the house where we're going, or being an information type scout.
So with that, good hunting. I will also though. I should perform rites for those who fell.
At this point, the priest of Freya, like you go to start praying, and Freya slaps your hand. She's like, Freya gets first call of the honored dead.
Of course.
like
Thank
out of
you.
nowhere, just like wow. You think this is?
She did aid. She did give me aid during battle, so it's only natural that she should have first rights.
Break out the chancla.
So they're actually in the process of gathering the dead. There were a lot less dead than people wagered, but the town still lost 50 warriors.
Could I assist with getting them together and give?
Yeah, absolutely. You can help out, but she's like, I'm the priestess here.
Mm-hmm.
I am 100,000%
meaning no
watching
disrespect.
the priestess.
What'd you say?
Meaning no disrespect.
I am 100,000 because remember, Neferet sets a priestess out of the Nile kingdoms, so I'm 1,000% like watching her like a hawk to see what she does and how she performs things.
Okay. Yeah. Which is Neferet's entire jam is learning stuff.
Yeah.
Who is going with Frogna to the councilman's home?
I know Delvin was, right?
Delvin definitely is. Anybody else?
I'm gonna point at the druid and be like, "You should definitely go with him, dear."
Ashland's totally going.
And then I'm just gonna keep looking at like all the different things she's getting together, the candles. I'm like, "What's in this candle? Is this specific? Are there herbs imbued into the tallow, or?"
Okay, so all of you should be able to see a new mark on the map that says Kasim's house. Frogna.
Kasim's house. Goodness gracious.
Frogna takes you over to this building, and out in front you see a bald-headed dwarf with tattoos on his scalp, a beard that looks like it's been greased down and braided, and he is discussing with Kasim what best to do with the home.
Is this like all of us arriving at a later point in time, or
this is like 5 minutes later, after you guys after that conversation? You're still in there. So the only people here are Delvin and Ashlyn, and and Frogna. So Ashlyn, this is the scene that you come upon.
Oh, welcome, friends.
I mean, does it have a
Sidles up
sign
to
that says
Kasim,
Kasim's
she
house? Or
says.
is it just like,
there's just
What
there's a hand-painted sign on the sign that says "Always been Kasim's house."
Never not been Kasim's house.
Never not been.
Kasim's
Don't
house
ask.
established
Tell.
Kasim.
a while ago.
Established long enough.
if that sign is there, Delvin is perfectly okay with it. Like, I completely understand.
Have we ever seen this dwarf before?
You have never seen this dwarf before.
Who's your friend?
Oh, he's a subcontractor that has been helping me with some business that I have in town.
The dwarf brushes off his hands, and somehow he has breadcrumbs on them, even though you've been watching him. He has not been eating. And he kind of does one of these. And he's like, Cardin bread fiend, pleasure.
You know what? Ashlyn will shake his hand.
I will definitely shake his hand. I don't know no better.
Ashlyn
he's
and
got,
Delvin
like-
are really just forest bumpkins. We keep making fun of Delvin, but Ashlyn probably doesn't know any better either.
He is a dwarf, but so divorce yourself from the idea of typical D&D dwarves, even though those are typically the dwarves that you see in the Nordic lands, with a slightly more Viking bend. This guy has calloused hands, but you can tell they are nimble fingers, and he is wearing light leather armor with about a bajillion D1 pouches.
Keep your purses close.
And then he's gonna open up his cloak and you want to buy a sundial?
That is exactly the vibe that you get off of this guy.
Trust me, it's at least right twice a day.
So he's like, so Kasim, the place is yours.
I very much appreciate your help with this matter, Mr. Bradfield.
Always happy to be a legal representative and advisor for a friend indeed.
Seeing
here.
as Seeing as
You
I
are.
do not have a lot of access to people of your esteemed profession in these lands, I always appreciate that you are available.
Do you need extra keys for your friends here?
Yes. Let's have one for each, if you would not mind.
You see, he reaches onto his keychain, and actually has. He's like, I just happen to have a couple extra.
Yeah, of course. I would expect nothing less.
hands them each keys. You guys get a little achievement. Boop. American Dream.
Home ownership.
Dream.
Yeah, American Dream. Don't forget to get a new well.
Stu's got some personal problems with that. Stu, where'd you go? We cannot see you anymore.
I went to the kitchen real quick to make another cup of coffee.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
To dig a well.
Real
To
problem.
dig a well.
To dig a new well. Oh, wait, we gotta go 5 feet an hour. Give me a minute.
Okay, so you guys, this is Delvin. You know that this is the Elder's house, but you've now been told that it's Kasim's house. So I'm not sure.
The Elder's house. Who's that elder? What are you talking about?
What else?
All right. Since business is concluded, I'm gonna go inside and start checking out my new digs.
So you walk in, you see the house is completely furnished, and the furniture is actually decently expensive.
As it should be.
Go ahead and give me, all three of you can go ahead and give me a perception check.
Perception.
Okay. Delvin?
What do my L5
Fucking
see?
critted that shit.
Alright.
Do I have to click on myself, or I can just hit it now?
You can just hit it.
Alright. So, I'm going to go in order. Delvin, you notice that the house has definitely been searched. Megan, you notice that there are items that are clearly missing, although not in an overly obvious fashion. Kasim, you are 100% certain that there's approximately 1,500 gold pieces worth of tchotchkes and decorations missing.
Make a note.
As you look and you're like tasting the dust, you're like, oh, it was a dragon horn of about.
Ashlyn sees like some empty dust spots, but Kasim's like, mm-mm.
I know what was there. I know exactly what was there.
Dragon
No,
horn.
this
Yes.
isn't real dust. This is chalk meant to fill in the dust spots.
They thought we wouldn't know.
He does a good job. I have to give him that.
You're actually
They're being
very
crafty.
impressed with Carden's ability, and you're decently sure that this just counts as a finder's fee.
Absolutely. I expected nothing less.
He would have been, upset if he hadn't been robbed in such a fashion.
Absolutely. It would have been a breach of protocol. Kasim would have now had stood for that.
It's like, what is wrong with you? Are my things not good enough for you to steal? Do you- My things?
The house itself has 6 bedrooms and a small garden in the center, like an atrium.
Fantastic.
That's nice.
All the bedrooms are on the second floor. On the downstairs are the living areas, like a kitchen and a living room and a fire pit, and there is a small library.
Hold on, I'm looking up the 5e rules for Belladonna.
You said
Oh,
6
dear.
bedrooms?
It
grove.
is in fact 6 bedrooms, yes.
Poison flowers in the middle of the house.
Investigation or perception for me to start looking for any evidence of...
I will need you to pick a room and then investigation.
Was there any kind of study
looks like
or
the-
anything?
There was a
Not-
library, yes.
Is there a study?
A library.
Let's go in there. Start investigating.
Oh, that's not even a high DC. What?
Where does he... I mean, does it look like there's a room that he did most of his work in? Like,
Definitely the library. It is a library/office. However, I'm going to pause you guys and move on to one of the other players.
cool.
And by the other players, I mean Alias, who has absolutely guessed what has happened. It's been about 30 minutes since you started hunting goblins, and in all your time in the Legion, you always knew that there was a reason that Rome did not go past the Rhine, except for that one time, and it ended poorly. But the ferocity in which these Nordmen, who are not actually fighters, have fallen upon the remaining goblins in their town has astonished you. And you are not sure how Rome itself did not fall 500 years ago to these barbarians.
Well, they're barbarians. Clearly, they can't.
Because they're
together
barbarians.
Not that
Obviously.
you would ever admit to such a thing.
No, 100% not.
But the entire town is cleared of goblins within 30 minutes. One, goblins are not great at hiding amongst humans, and two, the humans really wanted to kill them.
The goblins
goblin
stack
wearing
themselves on top
lipstick
of
is
each
just
other.
like, no, I am just the town's.
I'm the bakeress.
It's just all those like doubled up goblins in trench coats.
Exactly. It's like the Skaven trying to hide in the Imperial City. It's like, I don't know.
I haven't seen no Skaven man thing. I've seen none.
So, what are you doing now?
I want to go back around the towns and check on the town's defenses.
You notice that the walls were actually untouched except for the gate. It's like this attack was specifically... it was a three-pronged attack. It was the gate, the north wall, and the tunnel, plus a handful of infiltration teams that came over with grappling hooks. But no one was actually trying to damage the walls except for...
You know what? You know what wouldn't have happened? If they had a moat, none of this shit.
Or, a fire trench.
Or a fire trench. Yeah, that's true.
But that takes
An
you
ever-burning fire
it
trench.
takes you about 20 minutes to do the walk. Drakkar is with you. Drakkar has a lot of respect for you and Ogmagni.
I've been writing notes, little pointers and tips, Alias is Guide to Siege Warfare 101. He has teaching some courses at the local university.
Rule 1: stay behind the walls.
Unless you're tall enough to step over them, like a couple of our guys.
Yeah, like
A couple of kaijus.
is a non-issue around here. And after walking around and inspecting the town and handing the pointers over and be like, hey, this is shit you should do because this shit happens on a regular basis. Maybe not this big, but you don't want, if you had a moat, you wouldn't have fucking goblins burrowing into your fucking thing. It's particularly hard to dig on their wet, filled areas of water.
Drakkar looks at it and goes, a moat?
Oh.
Okay.
Ooh.
I mean, granted, it just becomes a parking lot when it goes below freezing, but...
But it's slippery ground.
Drakkar
Build a
knows
little
that there's a
bonfire
reason
on
that
it.
you don't do moats in the Arctic Circle, but he's not going to bother Alias with that. He takes the thing, he's like, thank you so much for your help. Fucking Romans.
You know what else you could have?
Doesn't have to be
A burning
filled with
trench.
Yeah, you could just fill it with pitch and light it on fire when.
Build a little bonfire in it.
You know how happy a goblin would be if they were rolling around in a little bit of pitch, and then it just out of nowhere was set aflame.
I mean, you could fill the moat with
magic,
pitch
perhaps?
Yeah, just like from top of the wall, you see like a
It's
guard
like,
lighting a
ugh.
cigarette and just going like, "Hasta la vista, baby."
Or a pine cone
you
Or a
gotta
pine
say something
cone.
cool?
wall.
Yeah, 100%.
I want to
So-
see you smoking a pine cone.
You'd be like, fuck this bitch. This is Russia. You just throw the fucking...
Das vidania, suka.
And so, alright, so now we're back to Neferetset and Ogmagni with the Priestess of Freya, who I never gave a name to. Megan, give me a name.
Freya Jr.
Freya Jr.
Oh, no.
Alruna.
Alruna?
Uh-huh.
I like it. So you guys are with Alruna, who is a human priestess of Freya. You guys have gathered all of the people who died in this sort of open area to the north, piled them up, covered them with pitch. Alias kind of notices that there is pitch in the town. They just chose not to use it.
He's like an entire legion of dickheads.
And then they light it on fire and they do their prayers. That whole thing takes you about an hour. So I will loop you back in after you're done there. Is there anything specific you're doing during that hour so that I know?
I will. Can I can I ask her out of respect? Might I do my own prayer, the prayer of my people, in honor of the mighty warriors that have fallen this day? It is obviously in accordance to the pantheon that we both worship. It's just a different form of it.
She says, "Yeah, sure. Give me a religion roll using charisma instead of wisdom."
Well, those would be the same anyways, I think.
Hey, look, dump stats.
I imagine Neferetzet is also sitting there exactly like Stewie going,
Just watch.
They are the same. How about that?
Yeah, 100%. I'd just sit there and interesting.
Oh, religion is intelligence instead, so I get this +1 then because my intelligence is 0. No.
Alright, so your performance
one of those
is not-
days.
right? Your performance is not particularly inspiring, but it's not like you're going to make a mistake on it or anything like that, unless you had rolled a 1.
Can I get advantage on that? Because I'm an awesome hero of the battle.
What is Ogmagny
actually,
doing?
Currently,
His
the person who's
best?
got advantage is Megan. So you do the whole
Damn
thing,
it.
and then then the pyre gets lit on fire, and that's your hour. So now we're back to Kasim's house.
Kasim's house. I need a theme.
All right, so
Welcome to the Kasim's house. The dwarf left out some
Delvin
snacks.
and Ashlyn, give me that investigation roll as you guys check out the study.
Sure. Oh, wow. Delvin's very good at checking out the study.
Delvin is
This
very
is
good
what
at
I
checking
do.
out the study.
He is not
Ashlyn helped.
stab him, hurt people road. He is the I want to know all of the stuff.
So
Ashlyn's picking up the books and holding them upside down. How can you read this? It doesn't have any pictures in it.
So Delvin sits in the middle of the study, and he looks around. And he kind of like tastes the air. He sits in the guy's chair, kind of like wiggles around. He's like, and then all of a sudden he stands. Thus far, he hasn't touched anything. Like he hasn't picked anything up yet. He walks right over to the one of the books, picks it up, opens, and there's a series of letters written in a language that neither of you speak.
That is problematic.
She speaks Goblin, so I guess it's not Goblin.
It is not in Goblin, no.
All right.
Can we tell what kind of moon rune it's in?
Give me an intelligence roll, and you may
Sure.
actually be able to tell what kind of moon rune.
Otherwise, we're just going to go show it to all of our friends.
Oh, look at Delvin.
Just an
I
intelligence
think
roll?
Delvin might know what it is.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
a
Delvin might
smarty
have
pants.
figured it out.
You can tell that the runes are a type of dwarven rune, but you do not recognize it.
Where's
we just got a
Kasim's little
strange
dwarf
little
friend?
dwarf, right?
Huh? Say again, Davis?
We just had a strange little dwarf, right?
You did. He did leave already, but you did in fact meet a strange little dwarf.
Kasim can pass it along to his
His
legal counsel.
That's the first thing I suggest. Like, you see the little short dudes.
Like just regular short humans.
No,
He's giving them
Delvin's
the
like,
letters.
did you see any short dudes? And Ashlyn looks at him and she's like, there are a lot of people shorter than us here.
Kasim grunts with his whole like 5'7" of height in front of this giant man.
They show it to
Ashlyn
Kasim.
immediately hands it
Do
to
you know how to
Kasim.
read this?
Kasim, give me
You are
an
just-
intelligence roll.
Intelligence.
No, it's him being short, like enough
He
to
doesn't
know
have enough of
Dwarven.
a beard. He does
So far,
Kasim
It's
does
a
not know how
battle.
to read this.
Kasim, you had advantage on that, but it did not in any way, shape, or form help.
Oh my God, Kasim.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just noticed that.
Kasim,
You ate the paper.
the language. The
He stopped licking it. Like,
Oh,
no,
yum.
stop.
Oh,
Get it out of your mouth.
yeah, these are a delicacy where I come from. Oh,
Get it out of your mouth.
the language you're like, I know this. I should know what this is. This looks so familiar to me. But it is not in any way, shape, or form coming to you, and you will not be able to try again without a good reason.
If he, I will hand him a roll and take the paper from him so he can stop licking it.
You know, like Kasim, like
He's delicious.
smoked a lot of hashish during his developmental stage, and he's slowed down a little bit.
Okay, so what are you guys wanting to do with this book of letters that you've just found?
Rabbit and Turkish delights.
Aren't all books of letters?
The only
Definitely
people I
put it
know.
away.
Skull. Fucking don't start with me. All
Um,
words are made up.
the Snake Lady reads stuff. I'm gonna
Snake
see
Lady
if the
does read
Snake Lady.
stuff.
I'm
So
gonna-
you guys go and find Neferetset?
Yes.
I am gonna wander off distractedly, looking for Neferetset.
Okay.
With a book of
Ashlin's
letters.
going to like grab him like by the tail of his shirt because she knows he likes to get lost.
And what's
Casim's gonna
terrible
stay in the
is
house and-
the shirt ends up on a doll, and she doesn't notice until 5 minutes later when he doesn't move for a while. Like, wait, where'd he go?
So
Damn it.
you guys managed to find Neferetset rather easily because there's a giant fuck all bonfire going on.
And yeah, the Snake Lady would definitely be at the warmest place. in town.
Interesting. So
That's the
they
first time I-
immolate their dead. And what is the significance of the immolation, if I may ask?
The Alruna looks at you and she says, "Better for them to get to Asgard."
And what happens with the Ka?
The what?
Their
The
essence,
Ka.
their spirit.
It goes.
If
She
they-
just said.
it-
She just said.
Depending on how they lived their life and which god they followed, if they were deemed worthy, they will find their place in the halls of their god. If they were not worthy, they will go to hell and be forgotten.
But your
And-
hell isn't the type of like actual. It's like it's very much like here to a point. It's very frozen. It's icy. It's
Hell?
yes.
Sending them
hell.
to ice hell.
Hell yes.
Hell is boring and it is dull and there's no tales and nothing remembered.
Everything
Ah.
tastes like old
Like
bread.
here.
It's
Hell
really
food.
gross.
Just
Yeah.
living hell on earth.
She
You
says,
don't get to do
however,
anything.
if you are a good warrior, even if you followed a different god, Odin or Freya may take you to their hall.
Quite interesting.
It is really great up there. I'm gonna
I
be
will
completely
believe-
honest. It is
Oh,
like
also, I didn't add the. I forgot that I didn't add the spirit of my characters. I don't know. I didn't know.
I did it for you, don't worry about it.
Are we here for this conversation that
Yes, you
Neferetset
are here
and
for
our-
this conversation. This is what you
Ashlin's
guys
like,
walk in on.
have you been there?
personally,
Not yet. He will though.
yeah. Like
Oddly enough,
That's what I
for
thought.
the
You're not
Shi-
dead yet, are you?
For the Shi, their afterlife is actually a place they go to.
Yeah, literally, you walk there. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna go for a walk.
I'm done. I'm done here. Just leave.
She was having this very serious. You know what? I want to think that Ogmagny often thinks Ashlyn is mocking him. She's just asking
I
questions.
think everybody's mocking me all the time.
And sometimes Ashlyn really is mocking him.
Yeah.
So you guys walk up. Neferetset is there. Freya is, or Alruna is there.
And I'll just walk up and like put my hand on the snake lady, the top of the snake lady's head, and put the book in front of her.
So the book itself, you're looking at it. It is. You have never said this before about a book in your life. The title and the cover are absolutely dull, and you have no idea why he has handed this to you.
Okay. What's the title and cover say?
Something that doesn't.
Underwater basket weaving.
That sounds fascinating.
By the polar bears.
Why am I reading about underwater basket weaving there?
You open it and you see that it is a box and it is full of letters in a language that I don't know if you speak. Actually, give me an what languages do you speak? Don't you speak like 90?
I speak all of the common languages of every continent.
Okay. So you do not speak this language, but you do see
Oh.
that it is Dwarven script. Go ahead and give me an intelligence check to see if you can determine more.
Okay.
Son
Oh,
of a
okay.
bitch.
He's like, here. How about this?
Do you actually have that prepared?
Yes. That's the one spell I didn't use.
God, I love Neferetset.
Because I was worried that things would have. I sit there and I go, by the great grace of Set, I have come upon a language of pure chaos that is unmitigated in its understanding or reality on this earth. Please, Set, with your grace, give me the ability to comprehend what scribble has been written upon this letter.
It says, I
All
have
right.
prepared explosive runes. No, I'm joking.
Well,
At this point, I'm looking at Aislinn and I'm like, see, I knew the snake lady would be able to read it.
You look at it, and
Ashlyn
these
didn't
are,
argue with you.
Does comprehend languages tell you what language it is? No. So you start reading it, and it is battle plans between Hari, Rhizon, and a third person who is only named as the father.
Okay. And I'm going to roll intelligence to see if I can figure out what language it actually is in, as opposed to just being able to read it. Let me see. Religion sleight of hand. I'm trying to see.
I think that's
if
an intelligence.
I could- Also, in regards to this roll, I'm going to ask you beforehand because I do have Sage as my background, and I do remember everything I've ever read. Would I be able to get advantage on this roll?
I will happily give you an advantage on that. Yes.
Perfect. 14.
14. You know that it is some sort of primordial, but you don't know specifically which one.
Well, that's horrifying.
Primordial Dwarven?
Just so we're all aware.
I speak primordial.
You do, but this dialect is not one that you have run into before, and with a 2, you couldn't even tell that it was a language that you knew.
Fair enough. Yeah.
You know,
You
weren't
he
even
only
looking-
speaks
I
the
understand.
fiery primordial. Like he
I had only
So
made
I
it
had
a
like a
DC
brain fart.
I had only made it a DC of 5 for you to realize what it was, and DC of 10 for you to actually be able to read it.
Fair enough.
He was trying to read like the cutout portions of the book, like around the edges, thinking it was like code.
Yeah, what the issue really was is that he
I
was
had a
holding the
brain
letter
fart.
upside down, and he was like, I should know this.
So
I'm
she's
not
like,
sure why I can't recognize them.
Neferet's just like, oh yeah, it's primordial, and you're like, son of a bitch.
He's off in the distance. You just hear him
Like
yell
rabbit,
it.
turn it around and go like, "Oh god damn it!"
Yeah. No, you read it like this. There you are. There it is.
There is one other name, as like you begin to go through the letters. There is one other name on there, and it is they're just called the Sculptor, but you don't.
In regards to father, would the dragon's ideology possibly be able to be put in place of father, or would it be something else?
Well, no, Rhizon is actually in there, which you know is.
Oh,
the
Rhizon
dragon
is in there, which is the dragon, right? And then the
don't know who
dragon
the
refers to
father
someone
is.
as father, or who's being referred to as father? That's what I want to know.
Everyone in the letters refers to this person as the father.
That's horrifying.
The Sculptor, everyone refers to as the Sculptor or the Giant.
Okay, that's
oh my
less
god, it's the
horrifying.
giant
So
in the other town, the one that Delvin was apprenticing ship.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility, actually.
I mean, yeah, he does do rocks and stuff. That's that bullshit. I'm gonna be mad. I like him. I will still stab him,
That was
but I
his buddy.
did like.
You know, like Alias wasn't there to make that connection, but you guys were like, what would Alias have said in this situation? And like his stern face came from the clouds, and it was like
Something
this
about
shit.
build a moat, you idiots. Like that.
Proper phalanx says, "Oh, go away, go away."
Alias is obsessed with moats as Ashlyn is with fire trenches.
Does Palisade point out?
While you do that, so you
Worth
guys,
wisdom.
Kasim is like, we should probably retire to our new home.
We have a home?
And discuss that there.
Oh yes,
What
absolutely.
home?
We've always had a home.
Have we?
Yes.
Also,
We
by the
always
way,
had
I'm
a
casting that as
ferret,
a
and
ritual.
we always
damn
had a
you.
home. Don't you know nothing?
Taking the 10 minutes to cast that as a ritual,
All right, fine.
because I'm not wasting my last spell just in case a goblin pops out from under my bed.
Wait,
Ah!
and you should be able to comprehend languages.
That's why
so
they
he
keep the
can explain to
pleasure
you
goblins.
how Goblin works,
Yeah.
so you can understand the rates for the pleasure goblin. You must be able
Exactly.
to comprehend languages.
So it's a silver an hour.
Yeah.
That seems like a bit much to me, honestly, especially for a goblin. Like, come on, all those teeth.
It's a small package.
So now,
And then,
you guys are now
false-
at the, you guys are now back at your house. What is it
His
that
house.
you guys are trying to do as far as things? You still haven't found Hari. It'll take you probably 2 hours to read through all these letters.
Well, he's
I
not
guess
here, so.
If there's a study set up in the area, or like a desk and a chair, I'll sit here and I'll just read it. And then after my hour gets up, I'll go ahead and ritually cast comp again, and I'll read the rest of them.
Okay.
Before
So give me
And
give
I'll
me an
actually-
investigation roll to see if you manage to find it by luck in one of the earlier letters.
yeah, and while I was looking at the house, do I see anything else? Like I'm gonna keep looking throughout the house, like trying to figure out if I run across anything else.
All right, so
I
give
wanna
me,
look for stuff.
give me. We're gonna say that you take an hour and go through all the rooms. and that Ashlyn is helping you. Did anyone tell Alias yet that you guys have a house?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Cool.
Oh.
Alias is now like when he's done with his
You
shit,
know
he
what?
goes to the tavern, and
Yeah.
he's just like.
At the end
Does-
there, I
does
should
Locke
have.
tell him?
I'll go and find him.
Okay.
Even if he knew that we had a house, he would still, at the end of the day, have gone to the tavern. In our defense.
So go ahead and give me an investigation roll with advantage because Ashlyn is helping you as you guys search the house.
Yeah.
Alias, Ogmagny comes and tells you that you guys have a house now.
This is news to Alias.
I don't know why we're looking around.
There's-
I don't look for
there's
things.
a
I read
house.
things.
You know what? But like after finding out about the sketchy circumstances how it was acquired, he's like, yes,
So wait, you're
when
at
in
the
Rome.
wait, you're at the tavern, right?
Yeah.
Which
I
is
mean,
literally across the street.
We could grab let's get a drink first. Like,
Okay.
It's really across the street. Y'all realize like, it's like next door almost.
Yeah, it is really next door. So I imagine that Ogmagny looks out the window and saw Alias going into the bar, and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to join him for a drink."
yeah.
Delvin, in the rest of the house, you find 300 gold pieces in assorted coins. You find a very nice suit of armor,
What type?
What kind of armor?
chainmail
Yeah.
shirt,
Oh,
or a chainmail, a suit of chainmail.
lame.
And you find 4 healing potions.
But if you find some half plate,
Sweet.
Or
If you
full
find
plate.
some real good
That's the
leather,
size for me.
I go if I don't find anything else about Hari and his nefarious deeds.
Okay.
I go find the little short shady dude.
The little short shady.
Which one? There's 2 of them.
Ashlyn's collecting all of the gold to
you know where Kasim's at.
You're
pardon?
the one.
So I imagine Kasim is also helping you guys search. So and
Oh, okay.
essentially, once you're all done searching on the
Every time I find a coin, I'm gonna turn around and give it to Kasim. We're all
After,
sitting-
after the
and
third
hope
coin,
they
I assume
not all
Kasim's
together.
just following you.
Yeah, I hope. I'm gonna turn around and give it to Kasim because I know he's right behind me.
And
So
now
keeping it on
I
the ledger.
see.
together.
I think
like,
Delvin is picking up the coins one by one and handing them to Kasim.
Yes, I really hope they were not all together. They were like strewn all over the place. And
So
every
on
time I
the-
find one,
on the
Little piece
dining
of
room
candy.
table, you guys now have a kind of a pile of like fancy clothes, some amber jewelry, 300 gold worth of variety of coins in different denominations. You have the really nice suit of chainmail. There's a long sword. There's a shield, a spear.
Any interesting scrolls or books in the library?
Nobody touched the library. They left that to you, and right now you're busy reading.
Yeah, once I'm done with that, I don't care if I don't sleep tonight. This library is going to be gone through and organized because this is disgusting. I don't know who they decide. I don't know who decided to organize all this, but whoever it is, I will find them and kill them, and then bring them back to kill them again.
It's organized by color instead of title or anything else.
even
Are
Del-
you
angry
firing
at this.
shots at someone you know?
At himself.
She didn't hear anything.
I'm texting her right now. Where's my phone?
Hey,
We're telling. Ooh.
Stewie, I'll beat you.
It's all right. I'm just gonna clip it, and I'll send her the clip.
So
So every time I find a coin, I'm gonna give it to Kasim. So I hope they were all strewn about the house, not in like one big pile.
they are strewn
No, I
around the
hope
house.
they were in one big pile, and he's just
And,
going through like
I
massive
find-
chests.
I'm the one that found the chainmail, I'm gonna go find Alias.
Okay, so you pick up the chainmail and you go to Alias, who you know is across the street.
And I'm gonna give him the chainmail.
I mean, are we just drinking Alias? Because I
Yes.
know that's what.
This
Yeah.
this does not.
If they serve
Delvin at
meat,
all.
if you guys have
In the
meat,
middle of all of this, he stops to go hand out things.
He does have mead.
Completely on task.
Yeah.
It's like Furbolg
now that
Santa.
he has a meat, like he's like, oh, finally something good in this place.
What's the biggest horn you have?
You guys drink absolutely for free. The townsfolk are paying for your food and your drink, and they're just happy to have you. Logger is actually singing. You hear he's like semi-composing a tale of you guys' exploits. How you
I'm
faced
going
down
to
a
join
dragon.
in. I'm going to join in.
But yeah, as you guys are drinking and partying with the farm people, Delvin walks in and essentially plops a whole suit of chainmail on top of Alias.
And then leave.
And then leaves.
That's how you put it on, right?
Wait, does it? Delvin, come back! Come back!
What?
Wouldn't this chainmail serve you better?
It makes a lot of noise.
Yeah, but we've seen your stealth checks. You make a lot of noise.
Not my stealth checks. It is usually because I have the loud one right behind me.
Fair.
Like we'll pat this with like linen on the inside, and then it'll be real stealthy.
Padded chain. A padded chain is a thing.
Yeah.
Regardless, Delvin, you see Cardin over in the corner.
And he's the little dwarf dude, right?
He is the little dwarf dude.
Do I still have my letter?
Sorry, buddy.
No, the Nefertset has all the letters.
I go pick up Cardin.
You pick him up.
Pick him up bodily. Yes.
Literally, bodily.
He sputters. He sputters.
You never toss a dwarf.
And then
I can walk. I haven't
I will
had
go
that
ahead.
many yet.
I'm going to hand him to Nefertset.
Like you bodily
Places
carry
him in her lap.
You bodily carry him across the street. At first, he's upset, and then he's like, "All right, let's see where this is going." And then you plop him on Nefertset, and now Nefertset's upset, but the dwarf is less so.
And my hands are up. I put my hands up in the air, and I'm like, I've had dwarf before, dear, but I've never had them presented like this.
The things. Make him read them.
Yes, I understand. Thank you, Delvin. I appreciate your help, dear.
And I go back.
Alias.
So
and
how
Magni,
deep do you go as a dwarf?
I don't know if they can see it. I think they might be able to.
You guys can't see me because I'm blurry, but he just goes wide-eyed at your statement, and it's like, you seem to be doing just fine. Reading this, I left my dinner, and he just walks.
Delvin, lock the door when you're leaving, please.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make you stay here and help me translate all
Studying,
this.
right? You guys are going to be studying the letters, right?
Yes, studying intensely.
Yes, okay.
Magni and Alias, please make a perception check.
You can hear the screams from there.
See how drunk we are with these perception checks.
I didn't know.
Oh.
Doing a good
You have
job.
not started speaking yet, apparently.
Oh well, I mean, I've got the Constitution of my horse. Like, he's.
So you guys, Magni, as you're sitting there drinking, you see someone walk into the bar. Does not say anything to anybody. Walk through like the whole party, not talking to anybody, but completely like hooded, and what you'd think would be very obvious is he's being sketchy. Walks past everybody, walks downstairs.
I'm gonna smack the obviously inebriated Alias on the shoulder.
No, he's wearing it. He's wearing his helmet, so it.
No, it's the chainmail.
Blinders.
It's the chainmail that's still on your head. You're trying to get it off. You didn't see him.
It's like fucking.
Stop playing around. Just like knock him.
Delvin?
Come on. Just like motion to him. Come with me.
Alias gets. He's like he just picks up on it. He's just like something must be fucking happening.
Back to Asgard.
Like it gives you the look like, bro. There's a fight down there. Like
You guys walk downstairs and give me one more perception check.
oh no, I got lucky on that one. Don't make me do two.
Your eyes?
Okay.
Oh,
I
dear.
still haven't gotten the chainmail
Oh.
off.
Magni, through the last little bit of the light from upstairs, you see one of the barrels, the fronts of one of the barrels closing.
Oh boy. So everything's telling me I should be stealthy and like sneak. And just saying that out loud, you already know, like, Loki's trickery indeed, and just barrel into it.
You barrel into the barrel. Okay.
Into the barrel. That's why they call it that. Like,
it makes sense. That's a pun lost in translation to Alias.
come, Alias, and then like barge in.
You like rip the lid off, and you see that it is a small tunnel, and you see like the skinny leg of someone just almost out of reach.
Oh, I'm gonna grab him.
I'm gonna grab him. I knew it.
I'm gonna grab him. Could I, with that, use my divine? What is it called exactly?
Divine
Divinity.
Peerless athlete.
Yeah,
So I
channel
can-
divinity. Do you get it back
Channel
on a
divinity.
short rest?
Yeah.
Oh, well, no, share your channel divinity because I don't remember if that's short or long.
He did.
It is short.
Yeah. Short.
It is short. Okay, so
Yep.
yes, you're like Thor, guide me, and you like reach in. Give me a strength check with advantage.
Well then.
Jank it straight out. Just...
He just pulled his leg out the socket.
Like a rabbit from a hat, you see an upside down Hari with pouches of coins on his chest, and he goes, "Please, don't hit me."
Don't hit me.
So, Alias, I'm gonna play this out. You notice, this was all fun for him at that point. He's like, "Oh, it might be more goblins to beat the shit out of." Yeah, and he grabs this guy and pulls him out. Seeing it's Hari, his tone changes because he is angry at someone. Very like probably the most angry you've probably ever seen him. Like he's
So you don't-
shaking at this moment.
Don't hit him. Just smack him up against something.
He's
Yeah,
gonna-
a little.
Single then.
Until
and then
he
it'll be fun
breaks.
again.
He's gonna he's gonna grab him
Yes, the criminal. Shall we crucify him?
I
We
mean,
don't
he
do
is
that
Roman.
In true Roman fashion.
So you're now holding him by his ankle with 0 difficulty, and he's actually not fighting. So where are you?
Oh, I'm dragging him out. Like we walking outside now.
Like you're
So
holding him like
the
full
local
extension.
hill,
You're
Alias
holding him
is
full
already-
extension outside the
Yeah.
Catch him
bar
outside. How about
as
that?
you bring him upstairs. Everyone in the bar like uproar like the traitor, and they start like throwing mugs and shit at him.
As I'm walking outside with him, it's like that classic old western thing where I chuck him out through the door.
Okay.
And I'm going to bellow out, draw the circle. We do this here.
So you say that, and you're not sure how it happened, but the priestess of Freya is already there with the little kid that's been the messenger. And the time it took you to walk across the bar room, the little kid's like, "I got her." And as the high priestess, she says, "For Holmgang to be complete, he needs to accept the terms."
I'm
By
going
the
to
way-
stomp over to him and get right in his face and accept the home gang.
Hari's like,
Now.
"I don't have a weapon."
I hand him
Alias.
a maul. I have like a great axe and a maul that I always carry with me, and I've not been using them lately.
Give him a weapon.
So you hand him
now.
a weapon. He's now holding it, and the priestess says, "Good enough for me." And she, a
Checks
mystic
out.
circle appears upon
He's,
the ground.
Alias is still eyeing some trees around, like what would make some good lumber for a big cross that they could put this
the
guy
circle
on.
We can
is
honor
9
everyone's tradition. It's fine.
The circle
One
is
at a time,
9
though.
feet around, 9 feet in diameter. And she says, "As the high priestess here, I set that the terms of this home gang will be to first blood. First blood, for purposes of D&D, will be unconscious."
It's very generous, first blood.
I
First lots of
accept.
blood. By the way, at this point, I imagine Kasim is like on the desk ledgering all
Collecting
the stuff that
bets.
was found in the house.
Well, actually,
Fred's
all
reading.
of you guys hear this now.
Yeah, but I was about to say
bellow.
that it's like,
hanging out with
I mean, I
Lager.
could imagine I could literally stand up in the library and look outside.
So you guys
Yeah.
essentially, right here, in the middle of this crosswalk, you guys see a crowd of people gathering.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's probably like a moment that like we hear the thing going on outside, and like one of us goes like, "I wonder what's going on." The other's like, "Eh." We just keep doing what we're doing.
I mean, if I see the circle, I would imagine that I know what the fuck's happening.
No.
Yeah, probably. Actually.
Kasim can smell the profit in the air that could be made by taking bets on this.
Oh,
fight.
that's a good point.
And I'm basically going to turn to Hari and be like, did you know that Holmgang is actually referred to because there was a small island or a holm that they used to do the fights on? He's like, yes, I'm Nordic. I know exactly why. Oh.
Oh, okay.
I am aware why I'm going to die.
Yeah, they said
I'm
first
not gonna
blood. They
die.
didn't
She
say
said
how much
first
blood.
Didn't
Yeah,
say
they
how
didn't-
much blood.
Okay, so go ahead and
Domini!
roll me initiative.
Oh, is
Don't worry
it?
about the.
So we just. Okay, just checking.
It's only 9 feet across. There's literally nowhere to
yeah.
go.
He can go first.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have 3-2 on the Goliath. The house takes
He's
10%.
just opening his arms up to him, just like.
He did just.
Oh.
It
barely
wasn't,
beat you. That's fine.
yeah. Wait. While they're doing this, Ashlyn is walking around the edge of the 9-foot circle and planting little bonfires for dramatic effect.
Dramatic.
Okay, so you're getting so you're getting dramatic. Okay, cool.
On this corner!
And just in case Hari tries to escape.
Betting
So
yourself into the first blow is struck.
He takes the axe and attempts to hit you, and actually does.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Wow.
For 4
What?
damage. Yes, Davius.
What role would you need for me to, I guess, just check and make sure that this dude is like actually like he was down with what was going on? You know what I mean? Like, cause I'm the inquisitive type. I want to make sure that
He's some sort of inquisitor, you say?
Yes,
You are.
What a role
What are
reversal.
you trying to figure? What are you trying to figure out here? Are you trying to figure out if he actually did betray the town?
Yes.
You're. I'm not going to force you to roll that. Between his attempted escape, the letters that you have, the fact that the tunnels were in his buildings, you are certain, and his behavior is one of someone who is guilty but trying to get away.
Thoroughly
of,
incriminating.
He's fighting for his life.
Yeah, think
Not-
Scabbers in the third Harry Potter movie when he tries to get away.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is absolutely where he's at right now.
That's
I
literally
caught a
what I wanted to
mouse.
check to make sure he wasn't just like, oh shit, they're gonna fucking kill me. I gotta fight for my life.
Mouse does in fact hit you though,
Yeah.
bruising you a little bit. So it is now your shot.
It's that whole part from the
I wanna
first
make
season of Game of Thrones when Kyle Drogo just cut in the shoulder. Like, alright.
I want to make it clear that Alias is totally down with this public execution, but only because he does not know about the letters and that this guy has additional information about who Father is.
I'm on like garbage today.
He actually manages to like duck under you, and everyone's like, "Oh!" Because understand that Holmgang is as good as a trial. Like if he manages to beat you, they're okay with this. So he rolls out of the way of your blow and pops up and actually manages to hit you again.
Man, you gotta stop that.
For
7 points of damage. Jesus.
Yeah, like 2, 3, 4.
You have had a short rest at this point, by the way.
You're gonna use
Okay.
a Giants thing to just be like, I don't care.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh. You swing with the hammer, it didn't work. You flip it around, swing with the axe.
Only 11 points.
You hit him, and he like stumbles back, but he's still he's bloodied, but he's not yet
So you're
bleeding.
tied. People, I imagine, are trying to change their bets at this point, and I'm like, nope, closed. It is all closed.
It's closed. We're good. Stop it. No.
Go ahead. He swings at you, and you parry without any difficulty whatsoever.
Oh my god, my hammer's doing garbage today.
Again, he ducks under it. He's essentially trying to rope-a-dope you at this point.
Yeah. Nope.
What's your armor?
16.
That will actually hit because he does have a +2.
It doesn't show up there.
It doesn't show it on the paper. Oh, only a 1 though. Fuck
For one
yourself.
damage.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Okay, so it seems like the axe is what's doing the damage today.
Yeah. And with that, you bring the axe crashing upon him, shattering his clavicle, and he falls to the ground unconscious.
Oh.
The home gang goes away, and you see that he's immediately stabilized by the magic. However, Drakkar grabs him and he goes, "That was for digging the tunnel and letting the goblins in. There's other punishments for betraying the town, misappropriation of town funds, generally being a dick."
General being a dick.
Wait,
Before
we
he
have
goes,
questions.
before he goes, he was stabilized. Is he like kind of conscious?
Yes, he is partially conscious.
Could I just say one more thing to him before he buggers off? Like
Yeah,
grab
yeah,
him, just
yeah.
like, "You're gonna wish I killed you."
Oh,
It's
Jesus.
like throw him back. No, you're not getting into Valhalla, not anymore.
As Alias is probably measuring sticks for crosses at this point.
100%. Oh, nice.
I got the Oh man.
So you guys are all now gathered in your house. You guys, I'm going to assume that nobody's hiding any information. So you have all shared the fact that the letters exist, the fact that Hari just got beat to death, or beat down, etc., etc., etc.
I have to go pray, so I figure out what you're gonna do with this stuff.
As you should. Yeah, I don't know. What was hiding in the letters that I didn't see at first that after...
That he had built a second tunnel under the tavern.
Oh, there it is.
Double secret tunnel.
Y'all
Ashland's
took
gonna go
so
tell on him
long.
right now.
You guys, he would have actually gotten away if you guys had not already
Hadn't
been
seen
in
that
the
at
bar.
first?
Yeah.
See, drinking in a bar with Vikings works. It helps.
So, what we're gonna do now is, you guys have a week worth of downtime before you go to attack Rhizon, because I'm assuming none of you want to try and do this without preparation, and it's during that downtime that you're actually gonna hit level 4. What other things would you like to do with your downtime? Each of you get essentially 1 week is enough for one downtime action.
Didn't we hit 4 last time though?
You did, but it's
Right, we officially hit 4 during the
okay,
downtime.
that makes sense.
Go ahead,
Is,
Davius.
I am intrigued by this concept that Alias had of being able to use metal quietly.
okay. Because you actually start looking at it, you realize that this chainmail is decently quiet already. It is. Do any of you have armor proficiency or armor
I do.
tools proficiencies or anything like that?
I have proficiency with all medium armors, which
No,
chainmail is.
The tools.
Heavy
The
armor?
tools.
Oh, the tools. No,
Let me check. No, I only have fucking alchemist kits.
Let me see. What do I have? I don't think I have it. No.
I don't have it either.
Okay, so what you do... Alright, you know what? Fuck it. I'll just give it to you because you guys have some time. It is a mithril chain shirt.
Wow.
Okay.
So it removes the disadvantage on stealth checks.
Okay. I'll go do a little bit of hunting and see if it affects my hunting. And if it does not, I will ask the party if I can use it. If not, I will give it to one of the guys who I expect will get beat on a lot more often.
So, just to
Tell him you
clarify,
get beat on all the time.
is it mithril chainmail or a mithril chain shirt?
I am
Because
double-checking exactly which one it is because it's the one that actually still gives you the dex modifier.
so a chain shirt already doesn't have.
Oh, so it's chain
it's bad.
mail. Yeah, it's mithril chain.
Okay.
Now, mithril chain would not give you your dex modifier, but...
What's
This
the
one
AC
does?
of it?
I mean, you're going to 16 from your, 11?
13 at the
11.
moment, but yeah.
Yeah, a little important.
All
I
right.
mean, by that note, you guys could just get him a chain shirt and give the chain mail to someone else.
I mean, is it an
The chain shirt
improvement?
the chain shirt would put him at 13 plus his dex.
I'm at 13 now.
Right, what's your dexterity, though?
Only at 14.
So with the
Well,
with a
it's
regular chain shirt, you'd be sitting at a 15.
Okay. And with this one,
You'd be at a 16.
16.
Yeah.
And in
But you
neither
wouldn't get
case
your-
would you and in neither case, you'd get a disadvantage.
I mean, he would still get a disadvantage on all his stealth rolls, because
No,
you
chain
take...
shirt does not give disadvantage.
No, the male.
The male does, but
It's but it's mithril, so it doesn't.
Oh, true. That's true.
So you guys
well,
have to discuss.
Delvin.
You guys do have to discuss that. While you guys are thinking about what you want to do with that, let me go ahead and start with Ashlyn. What do you do during this week that you have off?
I don't want to be first.
Neferetset, you're taking the week, I'm assuming, to do research and the library and whatnot?
Right, but I also wanted to see if we had a extra cash for me to make a level 1 scroll.
That is
because
up
that
to...
takes 4 days and it's 100 gold. And I'm going to be talking to...
Yeah, that's definitely the person you need to talk to about money.
Yep.
The
Get that abacus out.
The town does, however, give you guys an extra 200 gold. So all in, you guys have found 500 gold worth of stuff. Scroll writing materials, because you're in the town, you will be getting 10% off also.
Oh, see that?
Yeah,
It's
any purchases
only...
you make,
See what happens when you're nice to people?
any purchases you guys make in the town of Ardnar will be at 90% at 10% off. 90% of price.
So they,
however, it is a small town, so remember that's, there's only so much they do.
There we are. So I tell Kasim I only need like this and some of these and a couple of these and about that and some of this. And all in all, it's about 90 gold.
90 gold.
One level 1 scroll.
So, I am in the process of figuring out how much gold we get per person. And how much goes into the communal pot. But considering that it is a spell scroll that is probably going to be used for the good of everyone, I'm going to assume that the entire party is okay with just pulling the 90 gold out of the pot before the split.
Yeah.
Take a vote. We
Yes,
have
I'm good with
3 in favor. One more.
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay. Unanimous. So, expenses for one scroll, 90 gold. And passing it on to Neferetset.
Also,
Direct deposit.
so just so you you said there was a sword, the spear, a shield, as well as the chain, right?
Yes, the shield is a +1 shield.
I will find Kasim. I will find Kasim and put that in his lap.
Okay.
As soon as it...
Kasim, it is a 32-inch round wooden Viking shield. But he hands it to you.
As much as this is not what I am used to, I thank you, my friend.
It feels lighter than it should, given what it is. It is like I said, it is a +1 shield.
Knowing that Kasim has traded away his old shield, Alias wants to trade away his goblin shield for Kasim's better quality old shield.
So the Roman has a Babylonian shield, the Babylonian has a Norse shield, and the ground has a goblin shield. Got it.
Yep.
Unless
Is that the only...
are you looking to move into sword and boarding?
Well, to start off in any dungeon encounter, so they don't have to waste time with swinging my beautiful weapon at the lowly little creatures that I could probably just take out with a sword. I was thinking about doing something like that. Yeah.
Okay, if I have not seen
it's on
him,
you guys, man. It's part of the discussions we're having here.
I'm just handing out stuff that people.
I mean, I can to go meta. I can go real tanky now if I had a shield plus my new acquired abilities.
That is certainly true. Tell you what,
the goblin shield will last. I don't mind either way.
Tell you what, I'll play you for it. And Kasim brings out
dice.
A deck of playing cards.
Oh.
Are they
that cheating bitch?
Are they playing cards?
They're okay playing cards. They come with my criminal background, so.
So go ahead and each of you give me a charisma. What's bluff in this one? Persuasion. Each of you give me a persuasion roll.
No, they can have it. I'm staying out of it. I'll just keep my goblin shield.
Okay.
I will tell you why Delvin dropped it in his lap is because you don't tend to stay human.
It's true. He does
Wait,
not tend
I
to
even
say evil.
I even have persuasion too. That sucks.
What? I don't
So-
speak human?
No,
Yes,
You
you
not
do not.
Yeah,
You wanna
but
use both
I
your
was not even
claws,
part
to
of
be
this.
fair.
All right.
All right.
So, but I will give I
Delvin's
will
just
give
explaining
Magni
himself.
my shield.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah,
so-
but I'm just gonna go get my own shield then, because I'm not gonna use your shield. That's no offense to the Babylonian shield, but it's like
No
little-
offense.
it's
Wow.
a little small, dude.
No
like
offense.
I'm like 7 feet tall. It's not gonna do anything for me.
all right.
I am
all right.
very offended.
The
All right, so you guys,
disrespect.
tried to order milk. Like,
Make sure to add the appropriate gear to your places.
It's like trying to put a full size like porterhouse steak on top of on top of a saucer or something like that. It ain't gonna work.
Neferetset, what scroll are you making?
That's what I'm still trying to decide.
Okay. all
did
right,
I
fine.
see? So, and nothing off of the spear or the
No.
the long sword.
You do have a magical spear already, though.
Okay.
The spear is a goblin spear, by the way, and it is etched with dragon runes.
I will give that to.
That's your magic spear. No. The magic
that's
spear
my-
that you already. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody already decided that it would be for you.
Okay. I like spears.
Alias, what are you doing with your downtime?
I'm just helping train the town folk.
All right, so you're using your downtime to gain additional reputation.
Yep.
Is how I'm playing that. Delvin,
Also, there will be more traps. There's going to be a line of stuff around the city a little further out than just the moat. And not Drakkar. What's the other guy who is kind of in charge of the town now?
Franga.
Yeah, she will
the scout master.
kind of a map.
Okay.
While I'm going through trying to figure out about this armor and I'm trying to move around, I want to see if it impairs me doing the things I normally do, and if it does, then it's going back in the pool. But if it doesn't, then I would like to use it. And I'm going to be setting snares and stuff. And
the mithril chain absolutely does not impede you in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, I would definitely like to keep that then. If it doesn't seem like it'll be better for anybody else.
Okay.
That
sounds fine. And you're essentially setting up snares and stuff like that to protect the town. Sounds good.
Right. And I'll give a map to
Frogna.
one ghost and also one to Kasim.
Okay.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
All right. Kasim, what are you doing with your downtime?
I'm going to go back to my scrolls because I want to start the process of crafting a magic item.
Okay. It's going to take you several downtime weeks, but we can.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, this is not something that.
Yeah. What are you trying to craft right now?
Let's talk about it off air.
All right. We'll call that a surprise for
Hold on.
people in the future. But that's what you're doing.
It's
with your
gonna
week.
be YouTube's not gonna like it. It's magic lewd.
Magic loot.
Magni, what are you doing with your downtime?
Okay, a couple of things. First, he's gonna do a little bit of the old wandering here.
Okay.
So, go on my own little hunting expeditions. Mostly just to find like small game and stuff, so you can just get out. Because I mean, he's not like a country bumpkin in the same sense as everybody else has said about Delvin and Ashlyn, but he's not used to being around this many people because it's his tribe.
You're absolutely a barbarian, but
yeah.
you're not a country bumpkin. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, you know. Like there's civilization, there's floors, but like, you know, you can move them pretty quickly.
Yurts for
Yes. He's going to do that.
Okay.
And while doing that, he's going to make his own little shrine out there for Thor to do his ritual where he tattoos himself. Obviously, a couple of lightning bolts on top of some ogre heads, I think, would be appropriate because those are the highlight of it. Okay. And address his god about, you know, was I glorious? Was it good? You know, how are you?
You like that, Dad? Did you like it? Was it good for you, Daddy?
Dad, are you watching? Dad, did you watch? I'm gonna do this jump, Dad.
Notice me.
Look at me. Oh, God.
Notice me,
Probably nothing
senpai.
in-
Notice me.
No,
Notice,
no, it's not that.
As you are doing your tattoos, a huge deluge pours down upon the ground, lightning blasting trees and the whole line. You take it as a sign that Thor is pleased with your progress.
Yeah, he's so happy. He's like
But,
stoked.
Not so much.
Nobody in the town is happy, but
No one in.
Well, I mean, beggars can't be choosers.
but you're happy.
I'm happy. That's all that matters right now. All right, he's gonna go back to town and go to the local smith and see about getting himself a properly sized shield. There's nothing wrong with your shield, but
You can
as I
exchange it. Tell you what, you can take it and exchange it.
I need to get a shield and like a hand weapon of some sort if we're going to be going into tunnels.
Okay.
Because, as we said, swinging that thing around.
You walk in and you see a stout, red-headed woman with a leather apron and she's a blacksmith.
Yeah.
And she looks like you and she says, "Ogmagni!"
Of course.
You son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch. Oh, do we do it? Do we do
She
it?
says, "Now, no insult intended, but how can a defender of the people not have a shield and hammer?"
It wasn't the way of my people. We don't fight smaller things usually. And I take out my own weapon and I present it to her and say, "Look at the craftsmanship of my people. Like,
She looks at
obviously
it.
it's made for me."
She looks at it. She's like, "Yeah, it's not bad." She says, "You're large enough that you can use one of our war shields in one hand," and she hands you a 40-inch round shield.
It's so good. Picks it up. Yes, it does protect enough of me, unlike this other one, and I show her the...
Looks at it, it's like, "Oh, it's for training, right? For children?"
The wee Babylonian.
I mean, they're so small. I'm assuming it works completely for them, but, like, you know...
And then she pulls out and she has a hammer, which is essentially a hunk of bog iron that has been properly smelted into a brick and then hardened and lashed to a stick, and she hands it to you.
How does it...
It counts as a war hammer, but it can be thrown without disadvantage.
Ooh. Do I, can I do a couple of little swings with it and see how it feels? How does it feel when I'm, like, moving it around?
It feels natural, because this actually is... So, you're paladin of Thor, as it is for your tribe, and so Krakenbreaker works for you. But this is absolutely styled after Mjolnir. So, it's a thing.
He does a little superhero pose for a second, holds it straight up. See.
It feels good.
All right.
She says,
How much?
That one is on the house. A warhammer and a shield isn't particularly expensive, and
Oh, come on. I have to... Something. I have to give you something. A gift for a gift.
A gift for a gift. She says, in that case, a bottle of mead
Pay with your body.
will be considered fair.
Bottle of meat it is.
So you go over to the inn, because my brain's freaking out, and it is 10 gold pieces for one bottle of fine mead.
10
Know
gold.
her,
it
we
is.
love her.
Stewie says he loves you.
Me too, me too, me too.
Megan also loves you.
And usual, me three.
And Davius also loves you.
Don't we all? I mean,
And
let's be
Yeah.
honest.
Stewie says we all love you.
Yes.
Okay,
right.
So that is the end of Magni's time. Ashlyn, are you ready now?
Yes,
All right, what do you got?
I thought.
What did you thought?
She did some thinking.
Ashlyn's hanging out at the inn, harassing her new elf.
So you read through
Patron.
the book and you harass him, and you learn that each of the elven lands That was a really dramatic zoom in on me for no reason. that I have no idea. That each of the Elven lands has an ancestral weapon type, and that in your lands, I actually have the notes and I forgot to open them because I did not expect you to get through this so quickly.
Oh,
Sorry.
Well, I mean, it took her 4 sessions to open the book. I mean, we didn't really figure it out.
hey! I want to hear your sass. I was busy hitting things.
So in the Nordic lands, they call him Stjarbrander, which means Starblade. And the Shi call them Langelach, which means moon swords. Now, the moon swords are passed down amongst the noble families, and each wielder adds to its power. But the moon blade needs to be earned.
Bless you.
Bless you.
And
Thank
so,
you.
to get the Moonblade to accept you, you need to find a place holy to elves and perform a ritual. Logger tells you that he does not know the specifics of the ritual for the Shi.
Do I have to eat anyone?
At this point, Logger's like, elves don't eat people.
Are you sure? She's like, are you sure?
Boy.
He says, okay, let's be fair. Nordic elves don't eat people. She don't eat people. I
Have you
don't
met
know
one?
about the Egyptian ones.
I don't know about the Egyptian.
They eat people.
Who knows?
100%.
They might eat people, but no, for the most part, that's not normal.
Because they're dark elves. They eat anything.
So, but he tells you that it looks like you are the 6th person to own this sword.
How can you tell that?
Because there's 6 little hash marks right here on the hilt.
He actually points at it and he goes, because there are 6 runes on it, and each wielder puts a new rune upon it.
I was just like, well, I don't know what any of that means.
He says, I don't speak.
7.
I don't speak enough Shi. Oh yeah, she is the 7th. Sorry, Davis. Thank you for math. He says, I don't speak enough Shi to decipher them, because they are... It's not just like they put down what the power is. They kind of like create a symbol that means what the power is.
I mean, if you give me a pearl with 100 gold, I can tell you exactly what this thing does.
Yes, yes, she could.
But good luck getting the 100 gold pearl out of Kasim. All right.
But what he tells you is, essentially, he says, "Look, this sword is probably why you were telling me your grandfather wants to kill you.
Oh.
You are the only half-blood that I have ever heard holding such a blade, and the blade not immediately rejecting them."
Well, she's gonna put that at the back of her mind and then grill him about dragons and bard songs.
So he says, I mean, bard songs, he's got tons of that. He says dragons, bad dragons are chromatic, and good dragons are based on metals. In the north, we don't have very many good dragons. We have lots of reds and lots of whites, and only the occasional silver to counteract them.
Alright, well, off screen, I'll make him tell me everything he knows about white dragons.
Okay, sounds good.
And all the bard songs. And as she does this, she's playing in waitress.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Ashland's playing barmaid.
He has no issue with it
Your
because
mic is really good, Izzy.
What?
Your mic is real good.
Is it? Oh, you can
Yeah,
hear
we
things.
can hear all the background noise.
I'm sorry, guys. Hey, babe.
No,
It's
no
okay.
problem.
Yeah,
It lets you know B is there. and I'm
It's
happy.
good in noise. It's perfect,
yeah.
actually.
That's just the rain that I brought. That's
They
all
say
that
it's
was.
good
They were
tavern
washing the
noise.
dishes in
Good
Yeah.
tavern noises.
Yeah.
Lets me know B is there, and I'm happy about that.
Agreed.
David says it lets him know you're there, and that makes him happy. So, as you guys finish out your week, what preparations are you doing? Because I would like to start next session with you guys traveling to the lair.
Oh, I'm giving everybody their cut.
Okay, go ahead, do that.
It is 60 gold each.
I hand you 60 gold.
Okay.
I hand him 60 gold.
Okay.
No,
Nobody
Thank
actually
you.
holds on to their own money.
That's not true.
I do.
hold on to my own money.
Ah,
The
Nobody.
Roman and the Northerner hang on to their money. The Egyptian, the Firebolg, and the Druid have no use for it, honestly. Neferetset has no concept of money. She grew up in the libraries of Alexandria, where if you needed something, it was provided.
I grew up in a forest.
That is 180 back to the pot.
Me too.
I'm gonna go, but I am gonna end up needing some because I'm gonna go. I want chunks of meat
Okay.
because I'm tired of the evil bitey puppies around here. I'm gonna
Just try and give him bits of meat. Here you go.
gotta
puppy.
feed him.
just
All right,
Um,
don't worry, guys. Kasim will disburse as appropriate.
Okay. What is it? So you guys, what's the current count on healing potions amongst the party?
Oh, I'm sorry, I almost forgot. And I give the 4 healing potions to the loud one.
Okay. So at some
Which
point,
one's the loud one?
definitely Ogmagny.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, come on. I announce myself.
At some point, he has given you just 4 bottles of healing potions.
Ashlyn still has her potion,
I
Yes.
gonna
also
hold
have
on to
a
that.
potion.
just
I
in
do not
case.
have mine.
If someone would like a potion, they are more than welcome to it.
I propose that each one of us holds 1 potion for purposes
Just
of
in case?
emergency aid. Yeah.
Izzy, was there anything interesting, by the way, in the library?
There, you know what? Did you give me that intelligence roll to try and with advantage to try and see if you found anything?
I wanted to like spend the afternoons.
I honestly
going
don't
to
know.
the library.
I know I gave you an
No,
intelligence roll. I don't remember what it was for.
All right, give me another
I thought
intelligence
that-
roll. Let's go with advantage. Skull,
Alright,
what are
alright.
you looking for?
What I am looking for material on like local fauna, like monster fauna.
Okay.
I hand you a
find
book from the library.
On,
Go away.
On Nordic trolls, which are entirely different from the trolls that you grew up with. You grew up with the pretty standard, stereotypical D&D trolls with regeneration. Nordic trolls are essentially monsters made of stone. You know, the Tolkien-esque trolls, and so
Yeah.
that absolutely that is your evenings you're reading by the fire.
Sunlight, great.
Walk by
One of
while
these
he's reading it.
bottles
Oh
from-
yeah, trolls. Those are the dicks.
Neferetset, you find a book that seems like it had a particularly special place in the library about Fimbulwinter, which is what happens when Ragnarok comes.
Oh, cool.
The unending winter.
Neferetset's like, this is a horror story, and she closes it and puts it away.
This book is bullshit.
But you're not sure why it's important, but it does have a lot of information there.
I'm gonna talk to Ogmagny a bit about that. Also, Izzy, I sent you a message. I don't know if you had seen it on Discord.
On Discord, let me
Seen
go
it.
check.
Because with how sneaky Neferetset's not, if someone's awake, they will more than likely see her every night.
Yeah. Alias, you see Neferetset going down into the basement every night. Ogmagny, you also see this. And Ashlyn, you see her coming back upstairs after you're coming home from the tavern.
Okay.
How many times do I see her doing this?
Every night.
Every night
Every
that you're out late, you see her.
Is there wait? Hold on a minute, Link.
Yeah.
So we didn't Douche Lord lost the home gang, right? But he didn't die.
He did not. And
No.
none of you decided to interrogate him with your...
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
I was
Because you were kind
that
of
was
just
one of the
like
things I was gonna ask.
that was like the
We
whole.
kind of went straight into the downtime, so
That's a use of downtime.
I suppose that is a
Oh.
downtime.
Well, I
thing
really
to
did
do.
actually. I wanted to do that at the end. Be like, I'm gonna go see if I can talk to him.
Okay.
Would
So,
you go,
uh,
like, as a group for
Yeah.
intimidation factor, because Ashlyn is very intimidating.
All right. So I'm gonna. Alias, I assume we're both drinking at the same times because, that's what we do, and we see that happen. Should we go talk to our compatriot about this, see what she's up to?
Yes.
I don't trust me.
Let's figure out what
Are you
what
guys
kind of
waiting
pleasure
for the day
goblins.
while she's asleep and checking the basement, or are you guys confronting her directly?
No, Ashlyn would totally ask her. She'd be like,
Yeah.
What you doing, fella
Yeah,
party
wait
member?
till she comes out of
Party
the...
member
What's
fella?
going on?
So,
What do you do,
the
fellas?
fourth night of you going down into the basement, you come upstairs, and
The whole party's waiting for me. They're like,
everyone
This is an
except for Delvin
intervention.
is there.
This is an intervention.
But Kasim is there, and you get the feeling that he was not there on purpose. He was just in his night robe drinking coffee.
just sitting with
Y'all
his
right
Turkish
there.
coffee.
His bunny slippers.
He's
I
like,
don't know why everyone's here, but I showed up.
I don't know what's going on, but it seems like fun entertainment. Sure.
It's also expensive.
What's going on down there?
Kasim, you do
What's
actually
going
have
on?
coffee. Carden has managed to secure you a small amount of coffee.
My man. He's getting a bonus.
I am practicing the things that I have been imbued with, and the path with which Set has laid before me.
Perception?
Start to walk away.
Knowledge religion. Knowledge religion.
Well-
she's absolutely not lying to you.
No,
100%.
knowledge religion, if I remember what Seth
Yeah.
does in
Okay.
the
That is
Egyptian
going to be, for Ogmagni, knowledge religion will be at disadvantage. Alias, you're just a straight roll.
Alright.
Set is
All right, good thing mine was not a disadvantage.
Okay. With the
Oh,
16, with the 16, you are aware that Set has some sort of chaos god energy.
He's the god of the sandstorms.
Yeah.
Also, he is revered in certain parts of necromantic rituals.
Yeah, that's what Skull knows, but that's not what Alias would.
Yeah, let's say that you know the necromantic thing.
Okay, and he goes. So, are you practicing some of them fringe circles gifts of sets down
It's
in the
like your
basement?
dad giving you a stern talking to,
Yeah, no, like
asking you if you're doing
Like,
What's
drugs.
her...
The fringe
As-
circle
as
thing
a
goes right over her
practicer
head. She's like, "What? I don't know what you're talking about."
So, I assume, since we're all there, you're asking, like, what's her god do? Since I got like an 8, whatever. What's this southern god do?
Like this is not a just.
Set is known for.
I'm asking-
assisting- Oh,
I'm asking... Yeah, I'm asking him since we're doing the interrogation. It's...
What does my god do?
Big
No,
sip.
Oh my god.
I'm
Oh,
asking
okay.
you what her god does.
I know, 'cause I would have told you about the glory of Jesus Christ, our Savior.
No,
No, Roman gods,
Petras, bro.
pagan gods.
He would have
Pagan
been
Roman.
telling you about Remus and Romulus.
No. It's,
these 2 kids, right? It was a wolf.
so there's like we had these gods and we stole them from the Greeks.
We stole them.
Also,
And we made them
we
better
learned sex from the
names.
Greeks and then figured out we could have it with women as well.
Yes.
Let's be clear. In this world, in the land of ice and snow, the Romans didn't just steal the Greek gods; they just stole all of Greece.
They just stole
The whole thing. They were like, this is ours now.
Actually,
It was
historically,
a
every
business
time they conquered a new
acquisition.
place, they
They just
added whatever
demoed
gods
up
they
into
had.
it, didn't they? They rode up on that bike.
They actually had a huge temple in Rome devoted
It's
to every
our
god.
Yeah.
Where's
They
my
also
god's
had
at?
statue for
What
the unknown god.
gods? Just like staring at him, all messed up by it.
So they tell you that it's necromantic, and what's the party?
No. Paladin necromancy, and I'm gonna play it like that. No.
No what?
No.
No, what?
Necromancy.
No,
Healing
What's-
magic is necromancy, right?
What?
No, healing magic is healing magic.
Healing magic is healing magic. That's completely
At this
different.
point,
It's like very late healing magic.
Basically.
At this point, Carden walks in and he's dipping a chunk of bread in a cup of coffee, and he's like,
I scooch over, I give him some room.
Necromancy's only evil if the participants are unwilling or undeserving of the violence that you do unto them.
Oh, and I'm literally gonna point at him and be like that.
It's not any different than beating someone to death with a hammer. That would
or
be
someone
considered
else's hammer.
impolite in most circles.
He's not hurting anyone.
I agree. That's the
He is
point.
our legal counsel. I would hear him out.
So
He's illegal.
could I go then? Could I go to the door then that she just came out of down
Yeah.
that went down a little thing? Like, all right, I'm gonna go down there then.
Has a piece of bread too.
Nefertset,
and it's strengthening taste.
what do they see when they get down there?
Oh, there are a few dead rats.
No.
Oh,
I've yet to get to the point where I can actually do anything with them, but the flow of life is easily stymied. Watch, and I'm gonna wait for a little while because you'll see like little bits of bread scattered about, and when a rat comes out, I'll point at it, and I'll go, the scales have balanced, and you have been judged not, and you'll hear a bell in the background, and the rat will die.
So Delvin assumes because the breadcrumbs are there that Carden is always down here. But the rat falls over dead. A faint green energy circles it and then goes into Nefertset.
could I? From what she just told me, she's only doing this with rats, right?
Yep.
For now.
She telling the truth?
Absolutely, she's telling the truth.
Okay, so we don't have to worry for that.
I don't lie.
You should
Alright.
alter the truth a little bit.
And then she says, and once I can prove my theories correct with smaller creatures, we can move to larger things, like goblins and
like
trolls.
goblins.
Oh.
Carden says, if you need bodies,
I think we can provide those well enough at the moment.
all right, just offer.
But I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
Sometimes you need science.
It is true.
If they're worshippers of
Goblins. For
our
science.
of my gods of the Norse pantheon, I'm gonna make that clear. Like, you don't raise them.
No,
Yeah,
don't they
ever.
burn those?
Don't.
There wouldn't be much to raise anyways. They're kind of ash.
Yeah, they
Carden
burn
says,
them
yeah,
anyways.
yeah.
Yeah, but you might try to grab one before we can prepare him or her
No,
for them.
that's terrible. I would never interrupt someone's funeral rites.
He seems like a respectful person.
Now Ogmagni's just being rude.
I'm not. Nefertset is.
I head disapprovingly and talk to Kasim like, why is the loud one always looking for the worst in us?
As he's stealing something like off a table.
Actually,
No,
as you
this
look
is
at him, he
so
says this,
good.
and he's eating a piece of Carden's bread.
He's eating a piece of carton.
Hey, this is our house, and Carden just happens to live here times two, I
it's
guess.
my house.
It's my
No.
house.
It's
Our
We've been
house.
here long enough. You can't kick us out, technically.
You just
Water's right
don't
or
pay
something
rent.
like
But
that.
it's my house.
This is my house.
You have
It's like,
all of our
no,
money.
it is our house. And then the Soviet anthem plays in the background.
No, you
It
just
has
do
to
what you
fit
did
up
with
in
the
purple
with the gods there. Ali's like, no, it's mine now. We're gonna rename this. This isn't a house anymore.
This house has always been mine.
was passed down to my family.
Carden says, we did find documentation saying that the Ibn Jabel family was only subletting this out to the town elder.
Ashlyn smacks
Whatever
Carden
happened to the
with
elder,
flat
by
of
the
her
way?
sword. She's going to be using it like that a lot.
You know,
Oh,
Alias 100% believes this shit. This is as a soldier, he does not approve, but he is 100% shit he would have seen in Rome. You know, like just some fucking dubious lawyer would have been like argued some fucking like minute point on someone's fucking state and be like, and it belonged to the dog, and then because you know this family picked up the dog from the street, and I belong to them. Así fue una cosa.
one of these nights, by the way, during downtime, Nefertset is going to pull Ogmagni aside and be like, so in regards to, like, I understand how the Nile Kingdom would go about processing traitors and things. I don't want to step on any toes, and I'm curious as to how far is too far in regards to speaking with Hari.
What do you mean?
So I was I was one of the lead priestesses in regards to funeral rites and the processing of the dead. In the Nile Kingdom, if someone had done something, especially to this point, in betraying not only those around them but the people that they had grown, like this is a family. A city, a place like this isn't just a collection of people. You know, it's a group that comes together to strive and survive together. In regards to something as traitorous as this, normally how we would go about this is we would process funeral rites while they're alive. And I'll like roll out, because like Neferetset keeps it with her, and I'll roll out like all the different bits and pieces
For
and
embalming?
like for
No.
embalming, like the
No.
hammer, the nails,
No.
the scalpels.
That's not what we're doing. No.
He's probably like, oh, what was this one?
No.
And you know,
If
like
he was there.
Alias has his hammer ready, so crucifixion it is.
Running in with the giant cross. I got the cross. Oh man. He said no.
The
No, I
good
have,
news is-
So let's
Now,
actually
This is why I ask.
Watch the
let's
cross.
let's take a moment. We're going to actually we're 10 minutes out from the end of the session. Let's move. You guys are now questioning Hari in the prison. For sake of simplicity, use the chat to tell. Let's let Colin do the questioning, but everyone else use the actual Roll20 chat to let him know what you'd want to question him, and that way we can keep the scene kind of streamlined.
How come Magni lets
The
has
Caligula
used the
argument,
questioning?
yes. The Caligula argument.
these are my people. Sort of, kind of, half-ass
so-
backwards, but away.
So Hari,
You don't know them.
Hari walks in, or you guys walk in. Hari is there. You see that he's wearing the same clothes that he was wearing the night of the home gang, but the gold that he had on him was taken.
How's your shoulder?
Alruna is not the gentlest administrations, but she is talented.
Well, it's more than you deserved in some sense, I suppose. Who's the father?
Father Winter.
Who's Father Winter?
Everything in here is transitory. Soon, winter will come, and only those who follow winter will live in the endless night.
I'm not asking any questions.
Are
but
you-
I'm very close attention to him.
Are you? I forgot the name of it. I guess I'll go
The
with
Philbum Winter.
say it again.
The hard to pronounce. Philbum.
Fimble.
Fimble. Yeah,
Philbum Winter.
I got you. Hold on.
Thimble Winter.
Fimble Winter.
Fimble Winter.
It's time.
You're trying to bring about Ragnarok.
No, I'm trying to stop Ragnarok in Fimbulwinter. Not the wars of the gods, or Surtur's rebirth, or anything of that nature. Simply winter. We've all survived winters before. An unending winter is better for mankind than whatever other nonsense the hordes of hell and Jormungandr coming from the ocean have to that we can't survive. But winter we can survive, especially if we're the children of the Father. Look at your people.
Who are you to think that you can stop Ragnarok? It will come. Everything will come. Our time, my people's time, will end. Fimbulwinter is the new beginning to everything. You can't stop. It will not be able to be stopped. You cannot do
How do
this.
we ensure the best time for our people and our children and their children's? Winter. A winter that wipes the southern men off the face of the planet, and only the Nords and the Rus survive.
It is not our place to alter fate. It is not. We live here.
He says it's not your place. You are a follower. I'm a chieftain.
And where are you now? You're locked away.
Where you put me. The goblins weren't going to kill that many people. They required a sacrifice so that Emir's flesh could be made whole.
I came here believing there was a shred, a piece of honor left in you. And there is none.
Very good interrogation.
Magni, try and keep an eye on the chat so that the information that they might need from you.
Yeah. He's pissing me off. That's the problem. Okay.
Ashlyn told you guys you shouldn't have let Ogmagny talk to him. But whatever.
Okay. Who's the sculptor?
The sculptor is another operative in another town.
Which town?
Colthvate. Our cult has people everywhere. Yeah, exactly correct. Emir is in theory the ancestor of Ogmagny and all his people.
So if he was offering to make Emir's flesh whole, that should have given Ogmagny pause, right? Like,
yeah,
because he would know about that.
Yeah.
What I would know about that? Okay.
Yeah. You know that Emir is essentially your ancestor, in the same way that Heimdall and Odin are considered the Allfathers for humans.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Emir,
how do the different mythologies intersect? Because every
I think we know his
religion
identity.
has a creation right, so if gods are real, not any can be any more true than the rest, can it?
So each god essentially. So the question that you have asked is the type of question that people have sat around at the at the Acropolis and asked, and in the Library of Alexandria. The best thing that they have decided is that the gods each took a portion of the planet and crafted it in their image, and it's why their people exist there.
Like in Age of Mythology.
Yeah. So well, like if Ragnarok happens, does it only just happen north, and then like Rome is cool?
Well, while
we're inside down here.
That the good gods, to a greater or lesser extent, respect the boundaries of their essentially their cousins. The evil gods have no issue pushing those boundaries. So Ragnarok, any end time, could potentially affect the entire world.
I don't know that I define any of the Roman gods as good gods.
Really big. The Roman gods are absolutely the ones that respect boundaries the least.
Yeah, they're not all.
This does not offend Alias in any form. The Romans knew that their gods were human. Like if humans are created in the gods' image, it makes only sense that the gods exemplify all human qualities to the outmost. They are the most bane, the most prideful, the most hateful.
To answer Kasim, you're decently sure that the sculptor is Ligny, who is the mason in Colthvate.
Yeah, I was gonna say we know once he kind of confirmed it, we figured that out.
Who is in fact a Jotun.
Kasim kind of looks at Delvin.
Your pal.
Now, what was that again about the pieces of for Ymir? When it came to that,
flesh.
One of the
what do you need Ymir's flesh for?
The gods broke Ymir to pieces, and Ymir needs to be made whole, so that Fimbulwinter can come. He says, I will cooperate with you. I have been beaten. I will cooperate with you in exchange for being a thrall.
Thrall. Elaborate.
Release me and allow me to serve you and earn back my freedom.
I don't know if it's Alias's room to speak, but he speaks nonetheless. And he looks at Ogmagny and he goes like, and he looks like he says this in full earshot of Harry, and it is like, this man is a snake. Even if you should allow him to live the rest of his life in servitude, we shan't allow him to come with us, because he would take any chance to double-cross us.
A snake he may be, but a snake can shed its skin and be something new.
He says, I will happily serve you in your home, in the safety here in town.
He should he should not be our thrall. He should learn what servitude is to the town he betrayed. He should
No.
No.
I will not say no. I will not say no to a free slave. I will never do that.
That's not the way at this point.
I agree. There are plenty of things that I could get him to assist me with.
No.
So
You have to swear it, and I hold out my new Warhammer, showing it off. Hey guys, look at this. Swear on the hammer, as if you were swearing on Mjolnir.
go ahead and give me a religion roll.
Ashlyn very purposefully ignores his new hammer.
Any pants? Damn, Colin, yeah.
God, today with these. Yeah, like I'm just rolling like garbage.
I will give you a religion roll to see if Alias can pick up the fact that this guy is clearly worshipping the other side of this religion.
No. I was rolling that to see how if he was blessed with anything special. He says, I will absolutely follow you, and if I do betray you, I give you complete permission to kill me.
No, dear.
I don't
worry about
need
that.
permission to kill him.
Sit here and
I
it's like,
would
man,
like to understand a
Permission,
little
he
more,
says.
to be
he's like
quite
trying
honest.
to like bring back
the whole
Ymir.
part is like, fuck do you think this is?
It's like
He knows.
it's
He'll
like
know better.
asking someone that is like not Christian to swear on the Bible. It's like, yeah, fuck it, 100% of the time, yeah.
He says,
For what it's-
I will write. I will forfeit my right to life as a thrall in the event that I betray you.
Kasim,
Know this. For what it's worth, since you seem to give 0 Fs about the pantheon that I worship, but if you do betray us, I will kill you. I will cut off your hands, and you will not be burned in a pyre. You will be left in a field to be devoured by the animals, and you will wander hell, unable to ever carry a weapon when Ragnarok comes.
He says, that seems fair.
And your body will be used to go ahead and organize my library.
But without hands, that's gonna be hard, isn't it?
Yeah,
No,
no,
he
he
can use
doesn't get that.
different
No, he doesn't
I'll
get
give him
that
both
either.
appendages.
It'll take
No,
a month.
It doesn't matter. He doesn't. It's not gonna happen to him. I'll put him out there.
We're all in agreement. That's a good end to the session.
One thrall.
Next
Boom.
week we will go ahead and start what is going on. He does give you 2 more pieces of information. He tells you that this alliance, this Cult of Winter, is much larger than just goblins and dragons.
Yeah,
You don't
there's
say.
a Jotun at least.
The ice Jotun, the true Jotun, have come down and taken part in it.
Kasim kind of looks at Ogmagny and Delvin and like.
And like Thor, I'm gonna have real fun cracking their heads open.
I look at the team like, there are no mountains where I come from.
What's a mountain?
So now, guys,
Winter.
we're gonna end, like I said, we're gonna end here. We're a little bit past time. We're gonna go ahead and end here. Next session, which will be next Monday, we will be going ahead and starting your trip to Rhizon's lair. It'll be a couple of sessions of dungeon crawl. I'm going to warn you, with everyone as my witness, it is a dungeon crawl, which means long rests and short rests will be difficult to come by.
That's why we're gonna be rationing up before we leave.
Let me see what else. Okay, other announcements. Good Boys this week is going to be canceled. We will be on holiday. We will see you guys back for the continuation of the heist on next Thursday, which will be the first Thursday in April. That is still 8 p.m. Eastern. And keep an eye out, as I've said before, coming up in April, possibly towards the end of April, we will have our third program going live. Anybody else have anything else they want to add?
Bye.
All right. Good night, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.
Bye, guys.
Why are you talking to my mom's